Five Nights at Freddy's ends with a twist that shocks Josh Hutcherson's Mike. Desperate to catch Garrett's kidnapper, Mike makes a deal with the ghost kids. They'll allow him to change what happened in his dreams so that he saves Garrett in exchange for taking Abby. Mike agrees, but changes his mind, leaving his dreams behind for reality. Meanwhile, Mike discovers that Vanessa knew all along about what happened at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza in the 80s. As it turns out, Vanessa is the daughter of Steve Radlin, who killed 5 kids at Freddy's who were never found by the police. Five Nights at Freddy's ending also reveals that William kidnapped and killed Garrett when Mike was 12. Mike fights William to save Abby from being his next victim, and Vanessa joins him after having turned a blind eye to her father's actions for fear of retaliation. Abby draws the truth for the kids to see, and the animatronics finally turn on William, dragging him away while his own animatronic suit cuts him on the inside. William stays alive, however, while Vanessa is hospitalized after being stabbed by her father. Weeks later, Mike and Abby are doing fine, but Abby asks if she can check in on her friends after everything. The animatronics are actually possessed by the ghosts of the kids William killed in the 80s. It's not that the kids' ghosts simply animate the robotic creatures, but William put their remains inside where no one would bother to look. The animatronic ghosts are brought to life because of the kids' physical attachment. William was revealed as a serial killer who abducted children, killed them, and influenced their remains, so they could do his bidding without getting his hands dirty. Freddy's has been closed since the kids' deaths, and their ghosts followed in William's footsteps, manipulating, terrifying, and killing anyone who trespassed on the premises. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza closing actually benefited William, who could continue killing people without anyone questioning him. The animatronic ghosts couldn't rest because they were tied to the very place they were killed forever, and William used that to his advantage. Crucially, closing Freddy Fazbear's Pizza down would likely have uncovered the children's remains, and William wouldn't allow that to happen because it would implicate him in their deaths. Leaving the kids in animatronic form gave William control over them, and leaving Freddy's abandoned meant fewer people would come looking for any evidence. It helped that Vanessa was basically watching over the place, essentially doing her father's bidding as well. Mike was preoccupied by his dreams of Garrett's kidnapping. In every dream, Mike was reminded how he wasn't able to save his younger brother. He was so desperate to find out the abductor's identity that he wasn't really living in the present, and that showed in nearly all of his interactions with Abby. Choosing to give Abby up in exchange for changing what happened to Garrett revealed Mike's obsession with absolving himself of his own guilt and how much he couldn't move on from the past. William's yellow rabbit suit, specifically the endoskeleton, begins stabbing him as he's dragged away by the other animatronics. Five Nights at Freddy's ending doesn't confirm his death, but shows that he's bleeding heavily from his injuries as one of the ghost boys closes the storage door on him. If William dies, he could still come back as a ghost that brings to life his animatronic yellow rabbit. It's not like Mike burned Freddy Fazbear's Pizza down, so it stands to reason that William could return regardless of his fate. Five Nights at Freddy's certainly sets up a sequel, though Mike and Abby's continued involvement remains unclear. But they're tied to the family restaurant forever now, and they could be drawn back to it if Abby decides to check in on her animatronic friends, which would set up William's revenge against the pair for taking him down to begin with.